It's 4 days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. It's 4 days to Halloween, Silver Sheriff.
What's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiju no Kame from the Toku and Animation News Network, and today it's time to complete the Space Sheriff trilogy by taking a look at Space Sheriff Shaider. First, there was a new hope in the universe as Space Sheriff Gavan stood up against the evil crime syndicate that was Makuu. Next, the evil Empire Madou struck back, only to have their plans halted by Space Sheriff Sharivan. Now, a new threat, strange World Fuuma, approaches Earth, signaling a return of the Space Sheriffs. And it is Space Sheriff Shaider who must defend the planet. Shaider has become quite prevalent in the US as our lead hero's fight footage was used for Ryan Steele in the second season of VR Troopers.
Hey, sorry we took so long. What's up, JB?
I found the underground factory where they're making the replicators.
If this factory's underground, it's time to make like a gopher. VR, drill tank command, now!
She came back using your Obfuscator.
So, first you betray me, then you betray the VR Trooper.
I did not betray you, my lord. I had to gain the confidence of the VR troopers.
Shaider suffers from one major setback. It comes after the absolute marvel that was Sharivan. Does Shaider have what it takes to come out of Sharivan's shadow? Or is it going to be just second best? Watch to find out.
The heroes.
Space Sheriff Shaider revolves around Dai Sawamura and his partner, the female Space Sheriff, Annie. If there is one major mistake Toei made with the show, it was casting Eiji Tsuburaya's grandson Hiroshi in the role of Shaider. Hiroshi is a fantastic actor who can pull off emotions better than both Oba and Watari, but the man was an actor, not a stuntman. As such, he has a stunt double doing the majority of his action scenes, which is sometimes very noticeable and distracting. Would it have killed them to have that stuntman's hair match Tsuburaya's? Fortunately, this aspect does improve as the show progresses, but it also leaves Dai's character development a bit underwhelming as he is outshined by Naomi Morinaga at almost every turn. However, the show is supposed to be about Dai, and as such, Annie is sometimes written to be a moron just so Dai can be there to rescue her. It isn't until Dai transforms into Shaider where his action scenes elevate, given they no longer have the need to swap between actor and stunt actor. Dai was an archaeologist before being enlisted by the Galactic Union. He made an interesting discovery in some ruins at Easter Island that revolved around Nazca lines and Planet Bird, leading to his recruitment.
イースタ島の洞窟の中で古代の遺跡を発見した。その遺跡にはナスカ平原の図形と全く同じ模様が描かれている。
It was during his training where he befriended Annie, a chicken man, among others. A chicken man. Now I want a Space Sheriff series revolving around this guy.
You wear a disguise to look like human guys, but you're not a man, you're a chicken boo.
Come on, Toei, give it to us! Dai is returned to Earth with Annie after Fuuma destroys her planet and sets its sights on our ghetto of the Milky Way because they are searching for a secret found in the ruins Dai discovered on Easter Island. Naturally, they choose Japan as their staging ground, and the plot goes on from there. I really wanted to like Dai, but overall, he ended up being the weakest part of the show. He just couldn't compete with the physical prowess of his predecessors, which caused Annie to feel like she was the main character because Morinaga could handle her own stuff. stunt work. At least the lack of being a fighter tied within the backstory of Dai being an archaeologist. She has no problem jumping into danger, which often led to this popping up in my head every time someone said her name.
Annie. 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 Annie.
In fact, I waited all series long to hear those 3 little words. And it finally happened in episode 40.
Annie, 大丈夫か?
Well, close enough. Like Lily before her, Annie will go undercover.
そのためにはフーマの基地に潜入する必要があった。シャイダーとアニーは戦略を練った。
Chase villains down.
Annie-chan. Annie-chan.
Fight in battle. And even shush a grunt. It's a real shame they didn't give her a combat suit. Our first girl, Mimi, was more the cheerleader type who couldn't fight. Lily was always hands-on but had to let Sharivan deal with the major threats. Having Annie transform would have made for a natural progression in this trilogy. A total missed opportunity if you ask me. Anyway, Dai transforms into Shaider by sintering through his spaceship Vavalos.
宇宙刑事シャイダーはわずか1ミリ秒で焼結を完了する。宇宙刑事シャイダーはバビロス号から発射されるプラズマブルーエネルギーを浴びてわずか1ミリ秒で焼結を完了する。
I'm starting to wonder if the repetition in this trilogy to tell us how the transformation sequence works in every episode inspired the insipid narration in every Deca Ranger episode. Vavalos is a triple changer that can go from ship to robot to giant-ass gun.
Big Magnum!
The robot form is utilized so rarely that I forgot it was even a thing for quite some time. Shaider's arsenal remains the same as Gavan's and Sharivan's. The costume itself is blue and silver, which I feel doesn't pop as well as Sharivan's crimson red, while still being an upgrade over Gavan's monotonous silver. Even the metallic version of the suit used for specific scenes doesn't have the same oomph Sharivan's red one provided. I should also mention that sadly, Tsuburaya died in 2001 of liver cancer from alcohol.
フーマはだんだん大胆になってくる。若者たちの集まる場所に手がかりがあるんじゃないか。
Kojiro returns yet again, this time as a pet store owner.
あらまあ、可愛いワンちゃんのことちょっと抱かせてください。うわあ、可愛いな。ちょっと匂いますね。シャンプーした方がいいですよ。ほらほら、お腹も空いてるみたいだな。ちょっと待ってくださいね。
Outside of 1 or 2 episodes, you wouldn't even think he was the same character from the previous 2 shows, as if the writers decided to just make a new character Kojiro at the last minute.
このリュックサックの中の動物はとても危険なんだ。これは独断と偏見だよ。宇宙から来たものをみんな悪い目で見ちゃいけないよ。もっと心を広く持って友達の輪。
That or Kojiro is suffering from a major midlife crisis. Not even his girlfriend from Sharivan is mentioned once. Commander Kwame and Marin show up every now and then, while Gavan and Sharivan are pretty much non-existent outside of a couple of seconds of footage at the very end of the show. It makes sense for Sharivan given how his series ended, but you would think Gavan would have had more appearances being the captain and all. Some of the recurring new characters include Kojiro's employee Yoko and her brother Ryochi. Yoko pretty much takes care of her dad and brother as their mother is dead, which sometimes leads to her being an easy target for Fuma's plots.
本当に時給3000円なんですか？バイト料。本当です。私どもは働く若い人たちの味方です。グーチグーチグーチグーチグーチグーチグーチ。
has a crush on Dai despite him being completely oblivious to it, since he and Annie are building a relationship together.
陽子さん今日テストなんだろ早く行った方がいいよ
いいのいいの。沢村さんのためならたとえ火の中水の中0点になっても私幸せ。
The villains.
Fuuma kicks the show off by destroying several planets on their way to Earth.
ダオ惑星ではフーマー戦艦の攻撃に街が破壊された。オメガ惑星は続発する大地震の影響で植物が巨大化し凶暴化した。マウント惑星はフーマー戦艦の超強力爆弾で砕け去り。
Boy, that escalated quickly.
It really helps seal Fuuma as a credible threat that is going to give Dai and Annie a ton of trouble. I really like the ancient civilization themes going on with Fuuma, though they lack the same charisma as Madou. They also lack a raider character. Nevertheless, they have one thing on their side that Makuu and Madou wish they had: the power of music. Fuuma has a hypnotic melody that is used to brainwash the masses, known as the Strange Song. We get to hear a wide variety of versions of it throughout the show, with my preferred being discussed later when I talk about my favorite episode. It's an intriguing concept that allows them to stand out among other villainous empires. I like Fuuma more than Makuu, but definitely not over Madou. Like Madou, they all worship their emperor, who does legitimately seem to care for his minions despite being a giant head on a wall.
安い家を建てれば人間どもは飛びつく。日本中の人間を首以来様の前にひざまずかせろ。
His name is Kublai, and we find out that he once invaded Earth before until he was defeated by an ancient warrior also named Shaider. Now he has come back to take what he once lost. If you have watched both Gavan and Sharivan, you should already be familiar with Kublai's voice actor, given Shozo Uzuka also voiced Psycho and Don Horror in the early episodes of Gavan.
ナスカの図形はわしも嫌いだ。フーマにとって不吉の印のような気もする。
Kublai may also be the first main Toku villain I have ever seen get a cold. Kublai's strategist is High Priestess Po, played by Jun Yoshida. Yoshida would go on to portray Peter Genia in Kamen Rider Black.
中でも地球は太陽系のオパールです。ご覧ください。
美しい気に入ったぞ新官房。
従って日本人を支配するためには中流階級を支配しなければなりません。私は社会分類学的見地から調査し、最も平凡で平均的な中流意識を持ったあの一家をサンプルとして選び出し。
Po will occasionally take center stage in plots on Earth, especially when they become more personal for her.
我より美しき者の存在を許さず、我より美しき者を生きる。神よ、我に響いた日々を与えたまえ。
She will experiment on people, turning them into monsters while also having bad dreams that may or may not be premonitions of what is going to happen in the future.
ナスカの図形を解読し、何かを発見した。もしかすると、銀河警察がムー帝国を。
Commander Hessler is typically the one who deals with the forces on the ground. He dons a black and red outfit with an interesting helmet. I'll take it over the hair of Geiler though.
今に日本中を不思議ソング病患者で蔓延させてみせる。楽しみにしておれよシャイダー。
Kazuhiko Kubo plays this general straight down the line with how you would expect a loyal subject to work.
シャイダーめ嗅ぎつきおったか。こうなれば奴も一緒に片付けろ。
The only time I really felt Hessler did anything interesting was in an episode where his ambitious younger brother came to visit.
お前どうして地球へやってきた？
どういうことでしょう？
何か目的があってきたんだろう。大幹部になるためとか。
いえ、私は兄さんの下で働きたいのです。
We actually got to see Hessler show some sort of character for a change. He's not a bad villain, he just isn't as interesting as his design. The rest of Fuuma is made up of a few subgroups. First, there are the 5 female warriors known as Gales.
Gale Weathers.
They cause troubles for our heroes, often battling with Annie while also taking on whatever the plot of the week revolves around. Like with Hessler, the only time we really ever saw any personality from them was in the episode with Hessler's brother.
もう思いのままに操っているわ。まるでペットね。素敵。若くってハンサムで強くて。
Damn, those girls are thirsty. Get them some water. Gale 2's actress changed multiple times, though you wouldn't know it unless you looked it up like I did due to how forgettable this quintet is. The only reason I am even bothering to mention this is because her second actress, Hiroko Oti, left to play Change Phoenix and Changeman, so she at least had a career upgrade. The grunts are called miraclers. They're exactly what you would expect them to be, cannon fodder. Some of them are also perverts. The final subgroup of Fuuma are 6 monsters that assist their lords whenever necessary. They will sometimes take on the forms of children who are being replaced or something to suit the plot. Well, most of them. I have no idea what this dude's deal is. But he does like to hang around. What? Were you expecting sunglasses? The monsters of the week are called strange beasts. Strange beasts come from eggs that Kublai pukes up and have an ancient civilization motif to them while having a double name. Many also have 2 heads, with one being on their bodies. They're a bit goofier compared to the Makai beasts, however.
Bombardment, deal with it! Bombardment, lots of bitch, son! Bombardment, bombardment, walk it off, bombardment!
Some of my favorites include Heavy Heavy, Kari Kari, Ito Ito, I love that his body is a goat's head, while his head is made of yarn. Kami Kami, and one that will make dog lovers cry.
Congratulations, you turd of the universe! You were the first to receive the Christy Gnome Dog Killin' Son of a Bitch Award. From one strange beast to another, you deserve this.
The effects and music.
Everything that was great in Sharivan revolving around the effects and music carries over here. Camera work remains stellar. The strange space sequences continue to be a highlight of the fights and get even wackier with this installment. The painted backgrounds return with even more moving pieces than previously done. Monsters will occasionally separate into a trio of thematic soldiers, which provides us with some really cool fight scenes. There's also some fights on the wings of Avalos that were pretty cool. Shumei Watanabe returned to helm the music of Shaider, which should come to no surprise given his participation in Gavan and Sharivan. I will say I do find some of the new themes to be the weakest of the three, even down to Keisuke Yamakawa's opening and closing. That doesn't make Space Sheriff Shaider nor Hello Shaider bad, I'm just a bit bored with the tones by this point. Still, it does work given they are all meant to be one continuous set of adventures. Just don't go into them expecting anything groundbreaking. Thankfully, the strange song will fulfill all your euphonic needs.
The episodes.
Shaider is weird. While Sharivan really delved into shock and horror, Shaider tends to revolve around more of an autonomous sensory response from its audience, although it does have some moments of horror. The strange song is a major player in this aspect, as it is almost another Fuuma character with how often it is heard. The villains dancing to its beat also helps in this manner, as do the countless numbers of scenes where civilians reciprocate in the same manner.
What's this? Baku.
My favorite episode of the series revolves around the best iteration of the strange song, which may also be the greatest Christmas episode of all time. The Dancing Mask Choir features a strange beast who dresses up as Santa Goth.
子供の心を汚すサタンクロース作戦を実行するのです。
サタンクロースの洗礼を受けた者がどうなるか、人間どもにたっぷりと思い知らせてやるがよい。
I'm sorry, Satan Claus, and baptizes children with a very evil orchestral version of the strange song.
What was that? That was heaven. The purest, most vibrant, most perfect harmony I've ever heard.
Let's add on top of it an upside down crucified Santa Claus. And you have the makings of a truly outstanding piece of art. Children are turned into black creatures that feel like they came out of Silent Hill. There were good episodes, and then there was this, with its many levels of amazing this episode invoked. Even the strange space scene has iconic imagery. Complementing that, let's talk about my least favorite episode. I had a few contenders in this area, especially because there was one episode that was almost identical to the alien homage episode of Sharivan. I mean, Annie gets trapped in Vavalos with a strange beast that's trying to destroy it so Fuuma can kill Dai before transforming.
エネルギー発生装置はシャイダーは消結できない。早くサブシステムを作動させなければ。
However, before that came an even worse episode, and that was episode 30, a life-saving communication tears through the sky. Fuuma partakes in a child trafficking plot where kids are kidnapped by sheer stupidity.
君たちも探検してみない？この中、不思議な空間旅行ができるんだ。入ってみようぜ。そうだな。でもなんだか怖い。平気よ。
Yes, let's all go to the totally not suspicious clown's house.
そう。 夢と冒険の旅が待ってるのよ。よし、
You deserve to get sold to other planets. Annie investigates and meets the bane of a Shenmue player. She ends up getting kidnapped and of course escapes to call Dai for the rescue. Yes, what I described sounds like a typical Shaider episode, but for some reason I just found this one to be really boring. Lastly, I want to warn you that Shaider actually ends with episode 48, as the 49th episode is a clip show special to send off the 3 Space Sheriffs. It is a neat idea, I just wish I had known it was a clip show before I watched it. It is also weird to see Gavan without any hair.
The movies.
Shaider features 3 movies, 2 that hit theaters when the show was airing, and a new generation film. As with the Sentai and Kamen Rider movies at the time, the Shaider movies are pretty much just theatrically showcased episodes of the TV series. The first movie takes place between episodes 19 and 20, featuring a gunman assassin named Omega who has come to kill Shaider and take over Fuuma. Omega? Do you think he's related to this Omega? Omega. There's a car chase. Annie gets captured. Dai gets injured.
'Tis but a scratch.
And a final showdown occurs. It does feature some excellent stunt work though. The second film, set between 39 and 40, isn't much better. Children are once again kidnapped. There's a scene that seems like something Michael Jackson would be proud of. Annie is asked if she is okay.
Annie, 大丈夫か?
And we get another cool looking strange beast. The New Generation movie continues where the Sharivan one ended with our new Shaider, Shu Karasuma, played by Kamen Rider Birth's Hiroaki Iwanaga.
キーゾ星人バーシ重要指名手配犯の運び屋で惑星間取引条約違反武器を278回も運んでる衝撃
Together with his berserker alien partner and love interest Tammy, they track down a trafficking strange beast who is smuggling Commissioner Gordon's missing daughter off of Earth.
荷物は美少女
Shu and Hilda are handcuffed together in very traditional Toku fashion, which leads to them seeing Annie, who is still okay.
なかなか度胸のある女だね。俺が怖くないのか。
いろんな患者さんが来るからね。
Kojiro plays a small role as an employee of the Galactic Union.
小次郎さんちょっと調べてもらいたいことがあるんですけどダメ今忙しいんだから南北劇者の頼みでもこればっかりはな
The strange song is heard at one point.
お客さんご注文はじゃあウインナーコーヒーウインナー抜きでどうぞごゆっくり
We get a very Robert Rodriguez-like explosion scene. And way too many attacks from Shaider. He said it.
なんか技起きてするぞ。
シャイダーパワーシャイダーブランバッターシャイダーパンシャイダーキックレーザーブレードシャイダーブルーフラッシュ
It's not a bad film. The pacing is a bit slow and then gets way too fast towards the end. But overall it was good. Not as good as Sharivan. However, way better than the Gavan one. Sadly, Shaider failed to live up to Sharivan. Dai was just a boring protagonist. It lacked the mystery and intrigue Sharivan featured, along with the father subplot that drove Gavan. Still, when it hit hard. Overall, I am going to give Space Sheriff Shaider a nice 4 out of 5 grown-ups in spandex. It is to the Space Sheriff trilogy what Return of the Jedi is to the Star Wars trilogy. An imperfect, yet satisfying conclusion to a wonderful trio of stories. Check it out. Until next time, bye!
UFO 見たってあんまり大ボロ吹くなよな嘘じゃない本当に見たんだから宇宙人なんているわけないじゃん
What do you mean aliens don't exist? You're on your 3rd Space Sheriff series, kid. You know aliens exist by this point. You have encountered them many times, unless you've been living under a rock. But then again, if you're living under a rock, you probably would still know, since characters actually living under a rock know what's going on.